Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas, where you can find the most in-depth walk-around videos on different Ford model and trim-specific videos. We even do Lincoln ones as well, and even some Roush videos. So if you're looking for information, maybe you want the standard as well as optional equipment videos, our videos are the videos you want to watch. We call them our complete guides because we do go over everything that's available from the factory. We use the order guide as a reference for that, so you know exactly what comes standard on each of the different trims, different packages, standalone options. So go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want some of that content on the Ford, Lincoln, Roush, even some off-road trucks videos as well. And hit that notification bell, that way you get notified the next time we have another video uploaded to our channel. In this video, we recently did a walk around video on the 2020 Ford Explorer ST trim. And a couple things that are new for 2020 Explorer and the Ford lineups that we kind of noticed about three different things that we need to do some individual videos on. This one's going to be on the 10.1 inch portrait style touchscreen, that infotainment system as some people like to call it, there on the center stack. And so we're going to go over that very thorough video. All of my videos are very thorough. I like to cover everything because some people may be interested in some features and some may be interested in others, and I won't want to make that decision for you. So these are always very thorough, just like my complete guides are. So let's go ahead. We're going to move inside. We're going to set this camera up so you can be able to see that screen real closely. We'll go through every different screens that are available, where you can find what different features, and setting this vehicle up if you get a Ford Explorer. This screen is a screen you'll find on your ST trim as well as your Platinum. So let's go ahead and go inside and check this out. Okay, so now we have this 10.1 inch screen, and hopefully you have it to where you can see real easily. I do have it on the night mode, and I'll show you how you can change it back and forth. I just think for the day mode, the white was just so bright that it affected the camera there. So we're going to go with this display, and here's your home screen. So you just press in the corner, it's the home down there. And at the top, you're going to see navigation. Most of the vehicles that have this screen will have the navigation as standard equipment, so we're going to go ahead and go with this one here. And then your device is in the middle where you would add a device, and then your audio is going to be right under that as well in this screen right here. So your audio, phone, navigation, those three are showing up right in there. And then at the bottom you can see where you can click into each of those, or you can touch on any of those three, and it's going to switch back and forth. And we'll get into the apps and the settings as well throughout those. So if I hit the audio, well, let's see, if you just hit that, it's going to go into your audio there. And you have your different sources, and what's really neat about this is you can go into your sources and you have AM, FM, Sirius. Sirius XM is going to be standard equipment if you have this screen, and then your Bluetooth stereo as well. So you can Bluetooth your phone, play audio through there. If you plug in your phone, that should pop up with the USB audio as well, so you can use your phone, or you can use Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I won't cover that aspect of that in this video, more or less just kind of the features that are on here. So you can set that up. What's great about that, if you go to Sirius and it changes, it kind of brings it back to this and says it's acquiring. We're inside a building right now, so probably having a hard time for signals. But down here at the bottom, you also do have your presettings. So there's 6 here. If you just swipe that to the right already. So if you swipe it left or right, you're going to go to the little dots. The blue dot shows you where you're at. So 6 more there. And if you'll notice on this, some of these are Sirius stations, and some of these are AM, and some are FM. Well, I like that. This is really neat, a little bit different than your other vehicles in the sense that you used to have, maybe 6 or maybe 12 presettings for your AM, maybe 6 more for your FM, and then maybe you had 18 for your Sirius. This combines all of them throughout here, which is really neat. I like how they've done that. And in fact, we're going to show you in the settings where you can add more than just the 2 of these or 12. You can go on up to 5 different presettings. So 5 times 6, that's 30 different stations, and again, they can be mingled between your Sirius and your other radio stations. So dedicated to the Sirius layout, you do have alerts you can set up for certain songs you might like. If maybe a song comes on, you like that artist, you can alert to when that artist comes on a different Sirius station, that it kind of pops up on your screen and lets you know that, as well as that particular song. If you like it and you star that one, then it's going to go ahead and alert you when that song comes on, even another station. Direct tune, so you can be able to do that. And right now, since it's acquiring the signal, it's not showing you that, but then you can tune right to those different stations for your Sirius so satellite. So we might have to start the vehicle. I'm inside the building. I don't really want the vehicle to run, but we might have to off and on throughout this video. So anyway, we'll go ahead and turn the AC on while we have that on. So what's really nice about that is being able to have those customizations for your audio right in there. And then let's go ahead and click on the phone. Go on over to that. This is where you would add your phone pretty easily.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
So then it's going to be searching for your devices. And again, I'm not going to go through connecting this. It's pretty similar to connecting to the other version, the Sync 3, as well as the MyFord Touch. Even before that, being able to connect your phone and be able to make and receive phone calls through through the car, being able to use it here when you connect your phone. And then let's go on over to navigation. We'll click on over there. This is really great. That navigation screen fills up the entire screen here, so you have a lot of different options. It is pinch to zoom, as well as you can move it around where you need to. You can recenter it back on your vehicle again. And then you can set up a home, a work location. Just click on it and it'll send you the navigation for that. I would recommend, I've heard some other people had mentioned this too, be careful in the home. If somebody happens to get in your vehicle, steal your vehicle for some reason or whatever, if that rarity that might happen, they would actually know where you live. So some people tend to instead save your house as maybe a previous destination or a favorite versus being your house. Just keep that in mind. And then if you go to the different settings, you can see up here the Sirius XM traffic and travel link kind of brings that into this as well. So you do have screen view, so you can be able to see different information, the full map versus if you want to see. Go ahead and center that back up. I think on this other one, it shows you if you want the highway exit info. So what it'll do is once you do have a dedicated spot, it'll show you the breakdown of those turns, so you can see those as you come down. And then so you have those different settings and how those work throughout the screen. Of course, your traffic list, if there's any traffic ahead and it's having a hard time. Anytime there's a circle, it's trying to acquire that, and right now it's not able because we are inside a building. You can set up your favorites, point of interest. So if I go to point of interest, I'm actually bouncing around. But point of interest, you have food, travel, you have banks, shopping, and then you have entertainment, health would be like hospital, doctors, that kind of thing, and then community, automotive, hopefully you have us in there. If you live locally, recreation, domestic, so you have those different local ones. So in here you have your beauty salons, nail salons, barbershop, you have storage, florists. So it's basically companies that are local or nearby on that map, showing right there. Automotive would be auto parts, car wash, even towing, that kind of thing. I'm actually going to shut that off for a second. So, okay. And then, so you have those right there as well. And so I believe, there you go. So you have all those different things in your community too, your schools, post offices, that kind of thing, more government type of things there. So travel would be where your fuel stations would be. So if you find those gas stations, what's really cool about this is it should show your gas stations, as well as it's going to show you, on this one it doesn't show you the prices, but when you go to the Sirius XM traffic and travel link, it'll actually show you the gas prices as well. So maybe there's a couple that are close, but one's a little bit cheaper, then you can go to that one. So that shows you how far those are just easily. So that's the point of interest and how you get to all those. Your history would be any locations that you've saved in the past, so you can go back to those. Maybe if you're on a trip and you have a hotel that you got directions for, and then you go out to eat somewhere and then you want to get back to your hotel, it would be in your history because it was pretty frequent there. Navigation settings, we can go through some of these. Your map preferences. I have found sometimes it's just a little laggy. I think it's just because there's so much data in there. Maybe once you first get to those screens and pop them up there, it'll move faster for you. So you can have your 3D city model. If you hit the eye, it'll tell you what those all mean. So as we go through this, I'll show you how more and more of those are. So it kind of shows you what that means for you when you're click on those and want to know whether or not you want those. So the breadcrumbs, enable or disable to use the breadcrumbs on the navigation map. So it kind of shows you as you travel, where you're going. So you have all those. I really like the eyes that they've added, because when we get to some of the driver apps, that's going to be very beneficial to you when you don't know what something means. route preferences as well. So you have some different things. This is where you would put that in there. Some people, you know, have struggled with some of the navigations because, oh, I don't like this or like that. A lot of times if they just realize they can go into the settings and they can, if they set everything up the way they want to in the beginning, it makes things so much better to what is comfortable for you and what you like. So that's something to keep in mind. Avoid freeways, avoid toll roads, that kind of thing, avoid tunnels. So you can check mark that and it'll give you navigation routes around those locations and that kind of thing. So you can set this up instead of the fastest, you can do the shortest or the most economical for fuel economy and such. So you can set all those up. Your navigation preferences as well. You can set those up by your different guidance prompts. So it allows you to choose how navigation guidance is presented. So anyway, you I'm not going to go through all those because it'd be a very boring video if I read every one of those screens, but as you get your vehicle, you know what you can do there and what the possibilities are. So navigation, some great features there, and that's how you would go into your settings to set everything up. Going on over to apps, and here you can of course you would add your device. Your Sirius traffic and travel link is right over there as well, and this is where you would see, and again it's trying to find that information. Might do it if we click on it. So acquiring fuel prices. So that's where you would go in there. It would once it's able to refresh and get that information, it's going to show you the fuel prices for those different gas stations that are close to you. So it comes in handy. Parking spaces as well. Weather. I really like the weather, and I'm not sure if it's going to do that for us because we are inside. What's great about the weather is it allows you to show the weather map. So if you see that there's a storm ahead, you can go to the weather. It shows it on your map of where that storm is and where it's traveling. So then you have a good idea of how to go around it, or is it too severe a storm that you need to pull off, wait for it to go by, whatever it might be. So that's really neat. I love how that works on your vehicle. So some other different, your weather alerts, you can set those up in there as well. Now it's not checked, but then any notifications for any kind of weather can come through here as well. So it's great information through the Sirius XM traffic and traveling. You get that for 5 years for your Sirius XM traffic and traveling. After that, you would have to pay for that. So just keep that in mind. Your Sirius will be 6 months prepaid subscription. Then you have to get your own from there. But on the Sirius traffic link, you get it for 5 years. Okay, go on back, and then find mobile apps. This is where you can actually, when you connect your phone, you're able to find some mobile apps that you can have that can sync up and connect to this. Let's go to settings. This is where I'm probably spend most of the time here and how you kind of set everything up. And I love how intuitive this is. They're going to be probably spend a lot of time in the driver assistant. So you'll notice three tabs at the top. They're actually going down. So when you click on one, it's just going to keep bringing it up. So you can scroll down, or you can just click on those. So they'll go back up to assistance. I'll go hit the driver assistance. Now this is where usually in your productivity screen here on the instrument clusters where you might find some of these things. Now you can do it all right here on this screen instead of trying to fiddle through and go up and down, right, left with a D-pad here. You'll notice the D-pad's gone on the Explorer. Instead you just have up and down because there's everything can be done on this screen now, which I really like that they've simplified it and just allow you to know to just go here for everything. So let's go through some of these because there's some new technologies that are available in the Explorer that haven't been out before, so I'll explain some of those in this section of the video. So you do have the cruise control. If you click on that, you have three different options. You have your normal, you have that's just your normal cruise that you normally expect, and it's letting you know that it's set up. Then you have adaptive cruise control, which shows you there your gap. So as you set that up, you can go ahead and move that gap, and it's going to actually, it should show you as that adjusts up and down how close that gap is, and it actually shows you on the instrument cluster as well when you set that up. So you can see that gap can be changed right there. So, and then you have the intelligent. Intelligent is new for the Explorer, so not only does it have the adaptive cruise control, that's going to keep doing that to me. Not only is it going to have your adaptive cruise control, but now has the speed limit sign recognition as well within that. So not only are you going to have that adaptive for the gap, but also the speed limit sign. So you hit the tolerance, shows you, I have it set for 5 miles over the speed limit. So let's say that speed limit sign said 65 miles an hour, you like to go 5 over. You hit that tolerance to 5, and then if that speed zone ever changes, it's going to adjust your speed for the speed limit of the road. So it recognizes those speed limit signs. So if it speeds up to 75, then it's going to automatically adjust your cruise up to 80 instead of the 70 that it was at. So really great. I love how that works, and that's a new feature on the Ford Explorer. So, and then also you do have the lane keeping system. So if you click the eye, here we'll go back to that. Click the little eye. It does explain what lane keeping system is. It shows you how it'll adjust either to alert you or to aid you. So we'll actually go through those and pick those. So you pick your lane keeping mode. You have alert. If you click on it, it'll actually show you what it's doing there. So it's vibrating the steering wheel if you go outside of your lane, is what the alert means. If you go to the aid, it actually shows you that it will turn your steering wheel. So if you start to go close to that line, it's going to move your steering wheel for you. It's going to aid you for that. And then on the aid, the alert and aid, it says that it vibrates. It's going to try to turn your steering wheel, but if you end up going over that line and it's not able to do that, it'll vibrate it as well. I've never had it actually vibrate as well. It usually just aids me. So we'll go ahead and leave that. Usually from the factory comes on alert. And again, sometimes it's a little, there we go, touchy there. Going back, you have the alert sensitivity as well. So you have high. It actually shows you on there how that it vibrates it really fiercely, or on the low, it's not going to vibrate as well. So it has a little 1 lines around it. So depends on what you have. It comes from the factory at normal, which I think is plenty for that. Go on back, and the pre-collision assist. So when you click on that, you have your active braking, your evasive steering, and then you have a different sensitivity for that. So what's great about this, and you can also set up your indication of the distance away for everything. So if you click that eye, it kind of shows you, how severe the distance you want it, so you can set that up that way. I really love the video that allows you to do that. So, and then your active braking shows you the same as well. So basically, if you're not stopping and hitting your brake, when it alerts that someone stopped or you're not hitting your brake, it's going to alert you with that warning on the dash, but it's also going to give you the warnings on the windshield as well, and some tones that you need to stop. So if you don't, it's going to activate the brakes. And then your evasive steering. I actually did see somebody that left a comment in one of my videos. They're not sure how that well that'd work. They'd probably deactivate that. But again, these are features that you can activate or deactivate if you don't want the system to do it for you. So even your lane keeping, any of those can be deactivated and deactivated by just sliding that over. Just pressing on that, and it's going to slide it over. And then, of course, you have your sensitivity, just like on your others, high, normal, low sensitivity. You can see if you switch it to low, it brings that gap in there. You switch it to high, it makes that gap bigger. So normal, I think, is plenty. For my vehicle, normal works really well. So you can activate and deactivate that through there. Traffic sign recognition. Now this is going to work even if you don't have your cruise set. So you turn that on, and you do the tolerance is going to be the same way on this one. So you can do it. I set it up to 5, and you hit that little eye. What it's showing you is if you don't have your cruise set, it's still going to alert you when a speed limit changes for you, or whenever a sign comes by. It'll flash it on your productivity screen and show you that the speed limit has changed, and you may want to adjust your speed. So that would be if you're not using your cruise. If you're using cruise, it'll adjust it automatically for you. So that's the difference between that. Let's talk about your rear view camera. You can see your settings. You have enhanced park aid, which this has, the 2.0, which we're going to do a video on it as well, hopefully this week on that system. And then you have your rear camera delay, and that's how long if it wants to delay as you're backing up, but when you go into drive, it'll delay it for a little bit until you get going. You can see really this system does have a perimeter alarm system, because this has the standard equipment on the Platinum and the ST. You get the 360-degree camera as well as the sensitivity all the way around because of the park assist. So that's been turned on for that. So we can turn those on and off. Now going to the bliss. What's great about this, if you hit that, you can activate and deactivate the bliss. And that's a blind spot information system. So if someone's in your blind spot, it's going to put a light in the corner of that mirror. It's also going to put a message on the dash telling you that. Actually, it's going to put the light on the mirror. I'm thinking about the cross traffic alert. We'll get to that in just a second. So if there's someone in your blind spot, it's going to put a light in the corner of that mirror so you know it's not safe to go in that lane. It works, of course, on both sides there. So it kind of shows you what that is and whether or not you want to activate it or deactivate it. So we'll turn that back on. And what's cool is it flashes the mirrors as well. I'll try to get you a clip of that so you can see what that looks like, but that's pretty neat as well. And then you blind spot for your trailer. So it does also monitor the blind spot for your trailer. So you would you put your trailer in and your length of your trailer, so it knows how long it is, so how long it needs to adjust your blind spot and monitor that blind spot. So you do have to put the distance of your trailer. So you need to know how long your trailer is and set the different lengths for the different trailers you might have. So especially if you have several different trailers you might pull with your Explorer, you can adjust several different ones, and you can even name them as well. So I'm not going to do that because I don't want to activate that for the first owner of the vehicle. And the trailer sway as well, you can activate or deactivate that. That just helps if that trailer gets to moving, it's going to reduce that trailer sway. So you probably want to have that activated and for you for that convenience. The cross traffic alert. So that works as you're backing up the vehicle. As you can see in that picture, someone's going to cross your path behind you. It's going to alert you and let you know there's someone coming from the left or the right, putting a message on the dash as well as on the mirrors, left or right mirror, depends on what side they're coming from. So, and of course some tones that you shouldn't back up. So love the cross traffic alert. You can activate and deactivate that using that screen right there. Now going on up, I have a few left. Reverse brake assist is a new technology for the Ford Explorer. So as you're just like the front one, as you're backing up, if you don't hit your brakes, when it alerts you and lets you know that there's something back there, and it's going to go ahead and hit your brake and assist you with the braking as you're backing up. So this little eye there is going to show you and tell you what it does, mitigates any rear collisions by automatically braking the vehicle. So great new technology. You activate and deactivate it there, and then the driver alert part of that notifies you when inattentive. Well, when you're not paying attention there. So so you can deactivate and activate the driver alert. And the driver alert is that's not just when you're backing up, that's actually part of the lane keeping system. So if you take your hands off the steering wheel for too long and you use the lane keeping too often, it's going to alert you with the message on the dash and tone that maybe you need to pull over and drink some coffee or something like it has up there. So that's what the driver alert is for. So gone through all the driver assist features, and I love the information over there and showing you the animations in the video of what those mean, and even giving you the definitions of those. So I think that's a great enhancement to this productivity screen. Going back, 911 Assist is where you would set that up, so you might want to turn that on. What that's going to do is call 911 for you, as long as you have your Bluetooth enabled phone connected. So if you click the eye, it goes through all that information. So it's a direct call to 911, not using like OnStar or one of those other services. So nice, more direct connection there. Now going down to vehicle, this is where you can adjust all the different things, your sound in there, of course your treble, all those are different features there. Won't go into all those in depth, but you can control those just by clicking on the sound. If we go back, you have your clock, and this is where you adjust, of course, your clock. When you have that, when the time zone changes on you from daylight savings time, this is where you want to go in and adjust that there. Sirius XM, so you go in there, and this is where you can customize some different features in here too. So I really like this. I think this, I didn't see this in the Sync 3 before, and I think it's a great way to be able to customize your Sirius and what you get, what channels are notified. So a lot of times you might want to hit the seek to seek for a channel and go. You keep going through it. You can actually lock out certain channels. So maybe if you don't want, maybe if you just want certain style channels. Again, this is the lagginess I was talking about, just a little bit of that on this. But I think as you get more of these screens come up, it'll move faster, kind of like the first time you go to a website or something that loads it. It should load faster as you start using these. But you can activate or deactivate and lock out certain of these if you don't want to be notified. So you can go through these the very first time, and there's a lot of channels in here, so the first time you may take a little while. But if you have certain channels you definitely don't want to come up, you'll never listen to those, you can lock those channels out of this Sirius as you're forwarding through those. So that's a really nice convenience being able to use that. You can also go to the skip channels. And it's the same way on this one. You can skip certain channels from be able to come up when you scroll through. So I think skip channels may be a little bit different than here. Let's go ahead and click this and it'll let us know here. So lock channels would select to lock or unlock the channels, and then choose you to skip while using the seek function. So this is where you want to, if you're wanting to seek through the channels, this is where you'd want to set it up to skip certain ones. If you definitely don't want some of the other channels to come up, you can lock some of those out, so you can get that information. And then of course that's where you would find your Sirius. Close that. That's where you could call them, give them that number right there, and you're going to have that information ready for them, all ready to go. So sports notifications, you can also set up different teams for notifications for different things that are going on, whether they're on Sirius or not, maybe some games or something like that. You can set that up right through there as well. So some great notifications for you through there. So I'll let you kind of browse on that when you get your vehicle there. Under the vehicle, this is going to be again some more information on this. This is where normally your productivity screen would have this information. This is that stuff's going to be right here on this screen. So you have your easy entry and exit, so you can turn that on and off, and that what it's going to do is automatically move the seat back when you shut the vehicle off. So if you don't like that moving for you, you can deactivate it right here. Also your My Key. This is where you'd go. You can set up one of your keys to be a My Key for maybe a student driver or something like that. So you can create one of the keys to be a My Key. What that's going to do is if the seatbelt's not buckled, music won't turn on. Also keeps the music level to a certain level or lower. Also enables them to not go over a certain speed limit. So you can adjust all that and set up a key as well as the information about the My Key through there. It tells you how many admin keys, how many My Keys there are, and that kind of thing. Onboard modem serial number, that would be because you can connect to that to the different phones, so you do have that serial number there. So when people are trying to connect, they know what that ID is. This is where you would find that information. Also remote start setup. So if you want to remote start your vehicle, you can activate and deactivate that using your remote. So what's pretty cool about that, so you can schedule that remote start the vehicle, and this shows you for your climate, your seats and wheel, and the duration to customize that. So for your climate control, if you wanted to go ahead and do the auto setting, which basically would turn on your defrost as well as turn on the heated seat. That kind of thing, or this is for your climate control, so it'd be your defrost and your climate, so it would turn those on automatically. Or you can go to last setting, and the reason you'd have last setting would be maybe summertime. You don't want your defrost on, you don't want that turned on when it's hot outside already, so you might go to last setting where you maybe had the temperature like we have here at 72 is going to turn on to your last setting. So that might be why you might want to switch that back and forth. And for your seats and wheel, again, you can set it to auto, so in the summertime it would turn on that heated seat and the heated steering wheel for you. But in the summertime, you don't want those on, so you can turn them off. So that allows you to be able to, in the different weather, change those. And then this is the duration, how long it's going to run once you remote start the vehicle. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can adjust that to your liking there. So that's where you would adjust all that. Going down to Windows, you click on that. It has a remote open. Now this does have the twin panel moonroof, so you get the remote open for your windows automatically. So when you press the unlock, and then press it again and hold it, it's going to go ahead and roll those windows down for you. So since we're in the vehicle, it's not doing it, but you would do that when you're outside, and it's going to roll those windows down. Allows some of that heat to come out before you get in the vehicle, make it a little bit easier. You can activate and deactivate that, because some people tend to bump that key and they're like, well, I came to my car and the windows were rolled down. What's going on with that? That's probably because the remote open is checked, so you can disable that if you want to through that screen. And then the wipers. You have a couple features here. This does have rain sensing wipers as standard equipment, and it has a reverse wiper as well, so you can and the courtesy wipe, so you can adjust those and turn those on and off, deactivate and activating those through the wiper setting right here. And then you do have your power lift gate. So again, you can enable the switch on the back. There's a switch there on the back of the tailgate. You can enable that, or you can disable that switch. So you can't have people coming up hitting that switch when the vehicle is unlocked, opening the lift gate if you want to. So I think you should leave it on enable, just for the fact that you might want to, you might want to be able to hit that button. It does have, this one does have a hands-free lift gate, so you usually wouldn't have to worry about that, but that's where you would go ahead and adjust that setting. And then down here on your lighting, This is where you'd see your auto high beam, which is standard equipment on part of the Copilot 360. You can activate and deactivate the auto high beam, as well as your daytime running lights, and then your auto lamp delay, how long after the system says that they can be shut off, how many seconds. So that's going to be set to 10, 20, or even 120 seconds there. Going back, go on down, and we do have your locks. So in your lock setting, and here you have a lot of features. You have auto unlock. Auto unlock means when I shut the vehicle off, it's going to automatically unlock the doors. So you can activate or deactivate that. Your mislock chirp. That would be if you don't get your door shut all the way. So let's say you maybe don't get the driver's door shut all the way and you hit the lock button. It'll actually chirp at you twice and not lock the doors if you do that. So it lets you know that, so that we can go back and shut that door properly. And then your switches inhibitor. That allows you, that inhibits these switches. So if the vehicle is locked, it'll inhibit the switches so that you can't roll the windows down or up with the vehicle locked. You have to use the and that's when you're not inside, when it's not running. So the vehicle is turned off and you lock it using the remote, it inhibits these switches. So maybe you have the windows rolled down, people can't get inside and do anything with the switches, unlocking the door or something like that. You also have the, of course, audible feedback, and then you have remote unlock. So that allows you to be able to remotely, when you come up and you hit the unlock button, what's it going to do? Is it going to unlock all the doors or just a driver's door? So you can still unlock, like this one's set for just the driver's door. So if I have it locked and then I hit unlock, it's only unlocking the driver's door. But if I hit it a second time, it unlocks all the doors. So that basically is saying what's it going to do when you hit it just once. So if I click that to all doors, I lock it and I unlock it, now it unlocks all the doors just by hitting it once. So you can change how you want that set up through that screen right there. Going back, and go to mirrors. The mirrors settings, this is for, probably going to show for your auto fold mirrors. So these mirrors will auto fold in when you lock the vehicle. You can activate and deactivate that by unchecking that right there. So, and then your door code. So in here is where you would set your door code. I'm not going to click on it because it actually shows the door code for this vehicle here, but that would show your door code so that you can then program. Well, let's go ahead and click on it, and I can always, okay, yeah. So it doesn't show your door code. So you put your door code in, what door code you want to. It's a 5-digit code that you can set. So now you don't have to have the actual vehicle code that's in the glove box. You don't have to have that. You can go ahead and set yours up and hit enter, and you do it right through here. So in some of the other systems, you had to know the 5-digit code, put it in, hit the lock button, then put your own 5-digit code, hit it again, and then it would activate by unlocking, doing the key, the door locks. Now you can just set your 5-digit code when you're in the vehicle with the vehicle turned on, and it's going to allow you to do that. So I love that they put that right in through there. So that's all your settings. A lot of it is in your vehicle. So if there's something you need to adjust or set, it's going to either be in your driver assist or it's going to be in your vehicle settings. Now let's go to general. And this is going to be some of the generality of like the language, your temperature. Like when I got in this earlier, it was on Celsius. So of course in the US we usually like Fahrenheit better. So this is where I switched it over to Fahrenheit and adjusted that. And your measurements, if you want it on miles per gallon, kilometers, that's where you would adjust that as well as within this general settings. Tire pressure units as well. Your touch beep. If you want that, you know how it's been clicking and doing that, you can turn that off. So now when we go back, we're not going to hear any sound. So I'll go ahead and turn that back on. But that's where you adjust that, and you can reset some things as well. Again, the eyes tell you exactly how everything works, allows you to reset certain FordPass Connect settings for the entire system. So if you FordPass Connect this up to one phone and you didn't want to connect to that phone, you can hit the reset and reset that and connect it to a different phone there. And then of course some other information as well. Of course the eye does give you all that information as well through there. And then your display. So this is where I was able to adjust the different display. You can turn the display off altogether. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because now I don't know how to turn it back on. There we go. So we tapped it. Now we can turn it back on. So that's how you would shut that display off if you want to. You can have it on calm. So there's less information, less stuff going on the screen. If you want that, just click on the screen and it'll pull those back up. There we go. Now I got to go back to settings. So we go to display. We can see, we can set up the background to different colors if we want to. So this is on the, you can preview the daytime. So if we click that over to daytime, you can see there's different colors as well as the for nighttime. So you can adjust those or how you want it to look as the background. So that's kind of cool. You can adjust that. Your brightness as well. We have it. You have your brightness for the daytime as well as nighttime. So that's your brightness for nighttime right there. And we have that turned up, and then so right here is where you change that mode. So you can have it on auto as well. So when it turns dark, it's going to go ahead and put it in that nighttime mode, which is going to look like this. Or during the daytime, it's going to give you the white, so that way you can see a little bit easier during the daytime. So you can adjust that throughout there. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on nighttime just for this video here. And then you have the valet mode. So click on that. And that just enables you to have that valet. So you have that pin for them, so they can enable that for the valet there. So we'll hit no right there. And then ambient lighting. So ambient lighting lights up the cup holders, the footwells, and the door handles. This is where you can adjust the different colors. So it's really nice being able to just change that to red. You can see this will change the red as well as down in there, as well as you can change it to green, blue, whatever the color you want there. And then you can go ahead, I think, and deactivate it, and they're shut off completely. So if you don't want the ambient lighting on, you can do that. If it's on any color, when you get in your vehicle, you can just click on it, and it's going to take that off. So, and then your navigation, we already went in here earlier, so you can get to this a couple different ways, either through the navigation or through the settings right there. Let's see what else is on here. And then we have seats. So let's, okay, so I might have to click vehicle. There we go. Then we get to seats. Okay, and seats in here, this does have the multi-contoured seats because this does have the upgraded package on it. So the premium platinum package, which gets you massaging seats. So you can activate this by hitting the lumbar. If I see I put the lumbar switch, then it's going to bring this up, allow you to adjust those different back settings throughout there. So you can hit that plus, and you'll see which one's adjusting. Move it to that one, you can see it adjusted up there. So 3 different settings for that. You hit massaging seat, and you have a lot of features here. You can have the rolling. Should have had this on the whole time. This would be really nice. So so a lower rolling, you have an upper. You can see what it does up there in the image up there, what it's going to do to that. And you can set all these up to low, medium, high, or you can turn them off. You get the circular cushion, so the cushion can then also be activated and turned on and go through all that. So I think you can activate several of these because that is the seat cushion itself, whereas these others are the rolling. It likes to come out of that a little bit fast. Full recovery, you can see it kind of goes up, then it goes around, back and forth. Relaxed recovery, so it's going to go up the lower back, and then it's going to go across the seat cushion. So you can see how those look, and you can set those up for different ones. So that's great. Now you can set up for the driver or the passenger as well on there. So let's go to connectivity here, and we'll go through some of these, and this is where you would connect your Bluetooth. So you can turn that on and off, and you can add your Bluetooth devices. This is where you would connect your new phone. Several phones in the vehicle can be connected as well, and then you have a default phone, so you would set that up as well. I won't go through all that in this video here. And then you go over
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
So Bluetooth device could be also your audio. So if you want to connect an audio Bluetooth device, you can do that, or an iPad or something like that. This would be a phone that you're going to pair, just being able to make and receive phone calls. So that would be the difference between the Bluetooth versus the phone setting there. So there it goes back. And the 4-path connect. And this is where you would go to get your vehicle hotspot. And then the vehicle features not enabled. You first have to connect to the vehicle to be able to get this. So you have to connect the vehicle and then be able to send the data. So I'm not going to do that because you only have a chance to do that once with the vehicle for Ford to recognize who the owner is of the vehicle. So we won't do that in this particular vehicle. But this is where you would go. That information would go to be able to connect that vehicle and to connect it completely with the modem. So then that way you can use the vehicle as a hotspot for up to 10 different devices in the vehicle. Go back. You have the Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi that's where, again, you would connect that Wi-Fi up so that way you can connect when you need to do an update. So you would connect to maybe a home Wi-Fi or something like that. So Wi-Fi would be where you would connect your vehicle to maybe a home Wi-Fi system to do an update on this screen. So sometimes you need to do some updates, and that's how you would do that. So it shows you the different available networks. Of course, we're inside a building, so it's not going to probably connect. That allows you to do that. Also, it gives you notifications if you get within a Wi-Fi, so that way you can connect to the Wi-Fi using less data if you need to with that as well. So, and then automatic updates. So you go in there, and that's where you would set up, yes, I want automatic updates for the most current versions and all that. You probably want to set that up. So we're going to go ahead and screen that, move that over. So we'll do that when we're on a Wi-Fi there. And then it allows you to be able to scan now if you want to, and be able to see, any updates it might have. So going back, mobile apps, again, that's where you would want to maybe enable that for the mobile apps via USB when you connect your different devices. Again, all these, any questions you might have on this, just click the eye on all those and it explains everything for you. So I like that. Really probably don't even need this video to be able to see that, but if anybody's thinking about getting one of these vehicles and whether or not they like this screen or not, this gives them some information for you. And then your voice controls as well, so you can have your your different command lists there, as well as your phone confirmation, advanced mode. So you can just, again, click the eye and it kind of tells you everything and how everything works right there. So I think we've gone through everything now. So we've gone through the connectivity, the vehicle, the assistance. Hopefully we've covered everything. Going back to the home screen, just a nice intuitive design. I like that pretty much the productivity screen is more for display, what looks nice for you as you're driving down the road with the speedometer and everything. And this is where you do everything. So all the different features can be done right here. So if you're driving and you need something turned on or activated in the driver assistance, you can tell the passenger here, hey, can you go ahead and do that for me? They're able to access that. They don't have to come over here. You don't have to do it and get your eyes off the road. You can have the passenger do it for you. I think that's a great benefit as well, having everything right into here. And I love having the different, the information, the visuals as well of what those different features mean as well. So I hope this video did help you out and you get a little bit more information on this 10.1 inch productivity screen, or the touch screen for that portrait style. So I had a lot of fun going through that and figuring everything out. Hopefully it helped you out and show you just how intuitive it is and how everything is moved into there. And again, I can't tell you how much I really like having those different features that come up by just pressing that eye on everything, and having some of them even have visuals to go along with that and to be able to explain those. So that way, all these great technologies are coming out with the rear brake assist, the new park assist 2.0 and everything else. It kind of tells you a little more information what those stand for, what it means, what it's going to do if you activate it and then deactivate it, and giving you the availability to deactivate some of those features like the evasive steering or the bliss or some of those other features, the global open on the windows and that kind of thing. Giving you that option to be able to deactivate all those is great as well. So if this is the first time, again, watching one of our videos, hit that red subscribe button down there. That way you can get subscribed to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell. You'll get notified the next time we have another video uploaded to our YouTube channel. If you haven't had a chance yet, go ahead and smash that like button. Let other people know it's a great video they need to watch. I'd appreciate it. It helps out the video as well as our channel. If you haven't taken a look at our dealership yet, maybe you live a little bit further away, we do free shipping on all of our vehicles if you watch this video on YouTube. So, to mention that you get the free shipping, we do ask you finance a vehicle with one of our lenders, usually Ford Credit, something like that. Most people do finance most of their vehicles anymore. And that just allows us, the finance company does give us a kickback on some of the finance deal to them. And that covers some of the cost for us to ship the vehicle. So it doesn't cover all of us, especially if you live on the east or west coast, but most of it. And we can do a great way to just deliver the vehicle right to your door. So another great benefit to you, not having to leave your house. Get the vehicle you want, order the way you want by a knowledgeable sales staff like we have here at McArthur. So definitely take that opportunity to get that free shipping and ship it right to you if you want to work with us here at McArthur Ford. So again, thanks for watching this video. I hope you really liked it. Until the next one, we'll see you later.